You can't tell Kenny that. Shut up. Kenny can't know. Bro, Kenny doesn't know. Just let him have his bliss of not knowing. He doesn't need to know. Flowers. Oh, you're here for once. These are like weird ass controls, not even gonna lie.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you, and I'm sorry about that. I'm just going to start at the beginning, with the house. I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
There's a big ass house.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago, marked urgent, open immediately.
Which clearly did not happen.
I hadn't been back since my brother Lewis's funeral.
That was aggressive. Aggressively openscape.
In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked.
Bro, I'd hope not. It's decrepit.
Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
I mean, I'm always one for a mystery. I don't think this isn't the right path to the house, but I want to see what happens if I walk this way.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Interesting. Ooh. Press X to stop. X doesn't do anything. I tried.
The truth is, even after I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
Did you really?
But now I had questions about my family that only the house knew the answers to.
Oh my god. What kind? Did you really? Did you really? I am so sorry. And I'm sorry that I'm going to laugh. I'm so sorry about that, man. Oh my god. Stop. This is a... I'm so sorry.
The house was
Oh,
exactly
God.
like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
I think we are. I think we're all going to hell after that. It's not funny. I'm sorry that happened. The timing of you telling us that was perfect.
As a child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Moving on to a completely different topic, I didn't think you could inherit a house at... I didn't think you could inherit a house at 17. I thought you had to be like an adult to inherit something that big. No, I totally laughed. I'm sorry. But you told me this in the middle of... We have a Discord server that you could have told us in that.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door.
But you chose
It
now
didn't.
to tell us about your ball cancer. You never told me that. If you had told me that, I wouldn't have laughed. It was the timing of you telling me that during this game that made me laugh. Well, good news. Guys, I'm already gonna get cancelled now.
Crawling through the doggy door used to be a lot easier when I was 11.
Hold on. Can I can't turn that off. Okay, it's fine.
For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Oh god, who reads this much? Oh my god, there's more. That is a shit ton of books.
But instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Like how after Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got sick of eating salmon. Except our cat, Molly. Or how only one restaurant would deliver to our house, so we had Chinese a lot.
I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. Chinese food is pretty good. A witch's kitchen? Nordic cookbook tasting Thailand of Vikings. Interesting. These are not cookbooks I thought they would be. I had a question for you, but I'm gonna save that for not during this stream. Because that's not something I'm going to ask out loud.
The table was still a wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
What happened? What do you mean? I don't know. What happened?
My mom was the only one of us who could imagine Great-Grandma Edie living in a nursing home.
Just personal opinion, I would never send anyone to a nursing home.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
I mean, in this... Dude, honestly, with the fucking cans of fish on the table? What the fuck? Oh. Well, at least know there is bugs in the house. They're just not alive.
Even the fireplace had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house, after it sank.
This is interesting. You say that until I eat a rhino beetle for a stream. It's gonna happen. I'm gonna eat a rhino beetle. Me and me and him have already talked about this. We're gonna eat. I'm gonna eat a rhino beetle. Also, their TV is propped up by books. Propped up by books. How many fucking books do they need? Christ.
Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Didn't we? Pretty sure we did. Pretty sure you showed me that at one point.
Great-Grandpa Sven built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house.
Who's Barbara? Oh, Barbara Finch. It's not funny. Why is this door, like, sealed up like that?
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes.
Who?
Molly always seemed like a girl I could imagine being friends with, if she hadn't died in 1947.
Okay. It's kind of morbid, and there's more bugs.
I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. I think my mom sometimes regretted not sealing it up.
I thought this was her
He always
childhood
told
home.
me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets. Now it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
I didn't even think about doing the math for that. That's sad.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me.
Please do not tell me we are going to find his dead body somewhere in here.
Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan. But I had no idea what was behind that door. Just like I had no idea where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Molly's gerbil had a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
That's cute.
Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
This is a cool room, not gonna lie. Oh. Interesting choice of hobbies for a 10-year-old.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
The gerbil.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
I meant the actual gerbil. But I guess that works too. I was talking about the gerbil. The gerbil, not its food. She didn't eat the gerbil. It was unfortunate. Are you about to eat toothpaste?
I kept eating and eating.
Is that how you died?
I ate a lot of things that night. Then I heard chirping outside my window.
Eat the bird, eat the bird, eat the bird.
It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly, I was a cat.
What? What?
I tried to be quiet, but the bird was really scared.
Come here, you fucking bird. This is odd. Can I jump that? I don't think I can. Interesting.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree.
Bro, I
I
can't reach
promised
that.
Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird.
Excuse me, what? Is this how you died? Did you fall out of a tree?
I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind. Then I heard little teeth nibbling in the grass.
What the fuck?
Rabbits.
How the fuck am I supposed to see a rabbit? Oh.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
This is odd, but interesting.
A mama rabbit.
Oh, not a mom rabbit. Please let it get away. Thank God.
She was almost too big to carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating. And suddenly, I was a shark.
Bruh.
I rolled off the cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Bro, what the what the fuck?
I wanted fat, juicy seals. I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Oh God, I hate the ocean. God, I can't get this fucking seal.
I grabbed on tight. But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
What the fuck is this? I'm
Now I was
disgusted.
a monster, and I smelled people everywhere.
It's not an octopus, it's a monster. Eggs. This thing's disgusting.
I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Hello. Don't you dare ever say that to me again. What the fucking, like, kraken or some shit?
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
What do you do with the drunken sailor? I don't know where I am. Nom 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 nom. We better eat the captain. Don't tell me I have to. I can't get through that. Are you joking me? Oh. What up, Captain?
After the last passenger, I was still hungry.
Passenger? That was the
To
captain.
cross the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it.
Crack. 37 aborted fetuses.
I slithered
Polar
onto
bear.
the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Shit. You want shit. This is disgusting. You literally wanted shit. You wanted a child. You wanted yourself?
I got closer and closer.
You wanted to eat yourself?
All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to be, and we both know I will be delicious.
Ew. The fuck? Kid, you have some explaining to do. Well, you can't explain anything, but that's fucking odd. Who, me or the kid?
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Okay. Interesting. Do you go back out the...
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past.
I've gotten that impression. It's saving.
So, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly.
Interesting.
I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Take it she had a lot of birds. That's sad.
We got along, and it was a good place to hide from my mom. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity.
Because of a little forest fire.
I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom was furious.
That's kind of funny, though.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune and misfortune. Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse, his wife Ingeborg and their newborn son, Johan. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house, hoping to leave the curse behind. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send the house and Odin to the bottom of the sea. Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Molly, step ashore on their new home, Orcas Island. Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new family cemetery. His daughter Edie is already dreaming of a new Finch house.
Wow.
Whatever's wrong with this family, it goes back a long ways.
Because everyone... I'm getting the impression that everyone in this family is dead but her. That's the impression I'm getting from this.
Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
There's something in my owl. Oh,
The only
that's
trace
a
Grandpa
bathroom.
Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
You know, that's actually not uncommon. The house I'm in has a pink bathroom. It's pink and blue. Apparently that was the thing.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
No, don't get back in there. Is this...
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin, and that he never talked about him.
Okay, this is a dope-ass kid's room. Just saying.
I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Oh god, ow, fuck. Supposed to swing as this child. What the fuck am I supposed to do this?
My brother said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did.
That's...
At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again. And he wasn't.
Now I want to swing now. Don't tell me he's gonna go over the edge. He's gonna go over the edge. Or some shit like that's gonna happen. Is this all I'm doing? This is so entertaining.
I think Calvin always wanted to fly.
No.
Sam! Calvin! Dinner's ready! Coming!
Yeah, it does seem familiar. I had that same like feeling of I think I've seen this before. As soon as it said he thinks he could fly, that was like I've seen this. But I don't know where.
But that day, he finally made up his mind to do it.
Oh god.
I told him going around was impossible.
Stop. I keep leaning as if it's doing something. But it's like force of habit because I'm watching this.
Maybe if I hadn't said that, maybe if the wind hadn't picked up, then maybe he'd still be here. But I doubt it. I think he'd already made up his mind.
I'm uncomfortable. This looks hella fun though.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
God.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Jesus Christ.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
What the fuck?
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
That's so fucking sad. Oh my god.
Mom said Grandpa Sam enlisted at 18 and never set foot in the room again.
I mean, I don't blame him.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star.
I mean, she clearly was.
I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards. Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Old Jack here with another ghastly tale. inspired by America's most unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch.
That's kind of fucked up that they wrote books about it.
As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up, a has-been. But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
I mean, yeah, because she was a kid.
Getting better. I think you just need the right motivation.
Her biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was Barbara's father, Sven. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So
Jesus
Barbara
Christ.
got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. Her convention comeback was cancelled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right!
Don't go in the
Also,
basement.
I loved your delivery on that. Why is
Bruh.
your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box. And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
I don't like the music. Of course they had to put that music in this.
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
The gang's leader is the infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
What the fuck?
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Oh dear!
Oh!
Rick?
That's unfortunate.
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your scream.
Well, I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm getting from you now is that you're hurt and confused and
She threw him out, but she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb,
His crutch.
have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep watching the late picture show. Hours later...
Barbara! Walter, what's going on up there? Ah! Okay, I'm coming up, but if this is a trick, you're dead, Walter.
This is so silly. Whose bedroom is it? This one.
Walter, are you there?
Police describe the man as 6 feet tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock all doors and windows and notify the police of any suspicious activity.
Oh, no.
Barbara turned, saw the hook man, and was speechless. He was quite smashing. And he was. He couldn't get enough of Barbara.
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
Ooh.
She played her part beautifully.
Barbara kind of thick.
Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges grow. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
I like that chair.
The hookman had vanished. She listened for his breathing, but all she heard was... At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to
What?
surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. And with her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately, so did her fans. Of course, the police blamed it all on poor Rick, who disappeared the same night. And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box is all they ever found of her. Her ear. Now that's
Gross.
what I call a real eerie tale.
It's not even that funny.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending. I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box. Whenever people ask me about my family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara. Edie's father, Odin, built the original house. Mom must have locked the third floor stairs on the night we left.
I'm gonna go mess with the music box now. Unless there's something else I can do upstairs first. I don't think I can. No. We're gonna go touch the
It's
music
funny.
box.
All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key.
It's kind of messed up that they made a book out of someone's death. You know what I mean? It felt kind of like mocking her death.
Mom said the basement was off limits, unless I wanted another tetanus shot.
I mean, fair enough. Oh, that must be the saw he slipped into. Gross.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents. It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that. I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone. She said after Barbara died, he got as far away as he could.
What the fuck?
If there's a pattern in all these stories, I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive the week. But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today.
This is a can of peaches. It is.
I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
It was so obnoxious.
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly. And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe you got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid. It's been a week now, the longest in 30 years. I'm done waiting. I have to leave while I still can.
Yo, what the f- What? I'm so confused. How the fuck is there this much in their basement?
I know it's out there somewhere. Whatever killed Barbara and Molly and Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake. But I need to stop living the same day, even if it kills me. Whatever's out there, I want you to know I'm ready for it. I'm going to appreciate all of it, especially the food. I don't mind if I only have a year left, or a month, or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
You're kidding me. Bruh, that's how he goes?
Walter died when I was 6. I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here. I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
What is going on? I have so many questions and none of them are getting answered. That's not even gonna reach that. I'm not gonna worry about it.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Hit by a train? Or at least I'm assuming it was a train. Think it was a train?
But if she never told me about an uncle under the house,
That is kind of fucking weird.
I can only imagine what else she was hiding.
By the way, your uncle, he's
I
beneath
don't want to
us.
make the same mistakes she made.
Your uncle's beneath
Trying
us.
to bury something that's still alive.
Literally.
Now that there's only one of us left, or maybe 2,
I was right there. It's just her.
I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself. And found out what happened to everyone else. But now I'm worried the stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse, we made it real. I don't know if I should even be writing this.
Wait. It just hit me. That all of this stuff is written in a different book, so she dies. And whoever the next person is the one that's...
Maybe it'd be better if all this just died with me.
But it didn't, because she wrote it all down. Because in the opening it showed the book that said Edith Finch. And I don't know if she's Edith She is Edith Jr. Because she said she hasn't thought about herself like that in a while.
But I thought you should know about your family.
See?
And the history you're a part of. Though to be honest, I feel as lost as you probably do right now. I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth. And when you look at the house, that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness.
Oh, I fucked that up. Hold on. So I shouldn't move anything in here, because I was fucking up.
Any of it seems possible. I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it. What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Yeah. Kind of feels like they were expecting all this.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but the pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human one.
God damn.
3 of the gerbils are mine, and 2 had been my fault.
Derpy Jr., Derpy, Burpy, Chirpy, Furpy, Lurpy. I think that's the birds.
Sven built the house, but it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
That's dark. You would put a cemetery on your own property. How old was he? He was 11. 10. I'm not doing the math for those two, they're old. It's not what I meant, but you know what I mean. They all died relatively young.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea.
At least, I mean, the kids, I mean. Wasn't it like 10, 11,
My
and
mom
16?
was always trying to move on, but for Edie, the past never went away. She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
Is that what that is? I don't know how to focus. Hold on.
Edie said she dreamed about the old house every night.
Why is there a buoy out there with it?
Edie's side was always easier for me to understand. But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better. She lost 2 of her brothers, just like I did. I get why she tried so hard to protect us. There's so many things I wish I could ask my mom now. Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday and find everything out for myself. But looking back on it now, if she told me there was going to be so much climbing,
My leg is asleep.
I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Drop that bombshell on us. Okay. Jeez. Wait. She's 17. It opened with her saying she was 17. "17 and pregnant."
I never met Grandpa Sam, but I think he and my mom had a lot in common. They were both pretty intense.
God, my chair is so loud. That looks like some shit from Phasmophobia.
Dawn, I promise, you'll never forget this weekend.
Yes, sir.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting
Yes,
trip, Dawn.
me.
Shooting is strongly encouraged.
Shouldn't we be leaving?
Just want to get a shot of you, Dawn, then we can take off.
What?
Perfect.
Flash warning, by the way.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it? Please just take the damn picture.
Hey,
Never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
I'm gonna take some pictures, okay?
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are.
So don't break it or I'll have to get rid of you as well.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee.
Why shoot you shit?
Hey!
That's a keeper.
Nothing quite like being outside. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Don. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
Some guy who died.
Don, I'm being serious.
I know, Dad. You're always serious. Doesn't being out here make you want to chill out?
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years. Last time I was with my brother Calvin. Man, that was a great trip.
I'm blinding myself by
Your
looking at
grandpa
these.
Sven taught us how to fish, how to build a fire. We found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere.
Can
I
of
bet if I could
beans.
remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time. Give me a minute to check the map.
Nice.
Don, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
He called me out.
Let's see.
I didn't think there would be dialogue for doing that. You saw nothing.
Is it? Could have been.
What am I supposed to be taking pictures of?
You don't need to waste any more film on me, kiddo.
Just because you said that. It's a nice skyline shot. Not skyline, but you know what I mean. Alright, can we be done with this? This flashing's giving me a headache. This is... like, this is starting to bother me. Can we just hurry this up? hurry up. Is there an option to skip this for the love of God? No? Great. There must be something specific. I'm supposed to be taking a picture of them. Oh, that's
Good
what it
eyes,
was.
Dawn. Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe.
I did all that flashing for no reason.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you need to be strong. Great shot, Dawn!
Bruh, that's disgusting. That...
I'm proud of you, Dawn. Always
That's
remember that,
fucked
okay?
up. You are a shitty father.
Sorry, Dawn. Just gotta reset the timer.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Of all these stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Can't say that isn't deserved. Just saying.
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera. I guess we're all afraid of something.
Kinda deserved, just saying.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close. They'd both lost a lot.
No. This one's a baby.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh when he thought he was alone? Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it. I think he saw things the rest of us don't.
Hands over, Gregory. It's time to... Hold on, sweetie.
Do not tell me this kid drowns in the bathtub.
Sam, I told you I don't want to talk right now.
I wonder what he saw. What his world was like.
Don't tell me this kid dies in this bathtub. Oh, I remember this too. The whale comes in eventually.
He reminded me so much of Calvin. Lost in his imagination.
I remember seeing this. Oh god.
I know how silly it sounds. But I worried about a baby being too happy. But I could feel him slipping away.
Sorry about that, Gregory.
I know you did everything you could. Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Damn it. Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. There's so much I don't understand about Gregory, about everything. But I know what happened wasn't your fault. I'm sure he's happy. And he'd want you to be happy too. Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
He was a year old. I'm fucking crying, bro. Oh my god.
I can't imagine my mom ever writing poetry, and yet...
A poem for Gus, who always said the wedding was a bad idea. Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard. My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart. I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom, were the words that I
now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride.
When the time for photos came, Dad ordered him to come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger. organic geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent. The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power. But all my father said to this was, "Make the music louder." I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea, and foam. But I didn't, until we found you.
She never talked about him, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were going to name me Gus. My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get. She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
Oh, the
Religion
Bible.
was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died. My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Lewis was born a year later.
I can't see who's on the missing posters.
When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go. I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back. And to see kids in the house again. The house had to get a little bigger, but Edie was used to that. And for a while, things were good. Almost normal. But it didn't last. The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
I didn't know this game was gonna be this sad.
Milton Finch in The Magic Paintbrush.
How the fuck do I do this?
was 4 when Milton disappeared. Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors. I think Edie was happy to finally have another painter in the family. Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
I'm not gonna lie, this is a cool little, like, thing to have. This thing having a look like a fucking view like this is so damn cool.
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Louis blamed himself. After he graduated, he just spent more and more time in his room, until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
I can already tell this room's gonna be cool as fuck.
Louis's room smelled very, very familiar. That might have been lived on.
I can relate. No, don't go back. Oh, fuck. I didn't mean to go back. Go back. I fucking called it. I knew this was gonna be a cool looking thing. Look at this. Look at this. That's so fucking cool.
Louis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
And then he died in real life.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Louis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse.
Oh.
Newly sober, I believe Louis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Hi.
He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior. His mind began to wander. I asked him to describe it. He said he started small, imagining a labyrinth. He'd feel his way about. Then something moved. Bats. And toads.
This is so difficult to try and do.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head. He took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more. I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend. On the edge of a city he named Lewis Hope. He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians. And songs for them to play. He talked about starting a band. And he was always humming something. Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination. So he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor. And he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on. New Louisville. St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis, until one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors of a beautiful prince. The prince was on his own quest for
Rainbows.
radiant rainbows. He followed the sound of his silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound. He knew the world was all in his imagination. But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king. For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming. And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. Began to forget the world we know. I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker. He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
And this, children, is why you don't do drugs. So why you don't do drugs.
Calico had insisted on inviting me. His prince waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do. Bend down his head.
Tell me he goes out by chopping his own hair off and doing things. I swear to God.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
That's...
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Everyone light one up for Lewis. He will be missed. Light one up for Lewis.
On the way back from Lewis's funeral, my mom told me to start packing. She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie. I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder. I wish we'd stayed. But I understand why we left. My mom ended up leaving everything behind. What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner. But it had to end one way or another. All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Wait, hold on. I'm missing people. Am I missing people? Guess not.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
The power had been shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles. When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance. Or that Edie had a key to it.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house. Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight. We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning, okay?
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground. There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean. They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way. I got turned around. started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them. Things I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
It's mine.
Edith!
Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go! I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great-Grandma Edie again. The next morning, the band came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot. We both tried to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it, but she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you. But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you.
I think this is.
And tell you all these stories myself.
Is this
But
symbolism
I guess if
for
you're
what I
reading
think
this
it
now,
is?
things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
fucking speechless. That was... I didn't know when I found this game that this is what it was going to be about. I had no fucking clue that it was going to be this sad. That was a lot in such a short span of time. Jesus. Thank God my makeup's waterproof. Otherwise you would have seen it running the entire time. Fuck. To replay a story option, select either. Oh, okay. Wow. That's... I see what the little leaves are now. That's the spouses for the people next to them. Wow. I'm glad I played that. I'm glad otherwise I would have kept putting it off. But I'm glad that was something I decided to do. Didn't expect it to be that sad. Didn't think I would leave this game being fucking depressed. Or crying. But fuck. That was depressing. That was so sad.